Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. Thank you to those who are also joining in consciousness, and to those of you who are listening to the recording, a warm welcome. It's a real blessing to be here with you. So last week we talked about the principle of impersonalization and what that means in the infinite way. And for those of you who haven't watched the video, I've included the link in the description. And since a few of you have very kindly shared comments over the course of this week, I'm going to continue our contemplation by drawing further from Joel's work, but also reading a second extract from The Young Man and the Old Man, which was written by Smyth. Now, Vic was heavily inspired by Joel Goldsmith's teachings when he wrote his book, and he weaves the spiritual principles covered in the infinite way into a story narrative. I recorded the audiobook for The Young Man and the Old Man, and Vic very kindly gives away free copies of his ebook 4 times a year. So that's at Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, and the summer solstice, which of course is now at the time of this recording. So if you'd like to receive a free copy, I've included the details on my link tree in the description, and also on my link tree in the About section on this channel. Before we start with an initial meditation, just like to say hello to Azad, Glorian, and Crystal. Thank you so much for joining today. It's lovely to have you here with me. Okay, then, so shall we start with a meditation? I invite you now to close your eyes and just be still for a few moments in any way that has meaning for you. At the end of the meditation, I'll say thank you, and then we'll start with the reading. Okay, let's be still. Thank you. Hello to those who have just joined us. It's a real blessing to have you here with us on this live stream. We're covering the subject of impersonalization in the infinite way and what that means. And I'm going to read you now a short extract from a book called The Young Man and the Old Man, written by Smyth. And this is on page 13. You're welcome to send in comments. Just to give you some context before I start reading from the book, the young man, at this point in the story, watched the old man pay for some bread that a thief had stolen, which prompted the young man to follow him to find out why. So let's read from the book. And Vic writes, "When they were far enough away from the city, Young man ran to catch up with the old man. "Hey, old man, stop." Old man did not stop. But young man could tell that the old man had heard him, because there was a momentary pause in the old man's methodical walk when young man called out to him. Young man caught up to the old man and walked alongside of him. The old man looked up at the young man, still walking at the same pace, then turned his head back towards the ground, a few steps ahead of him. Young man did not know what to say. It was as if he realized that it was ridiculous for him to have followed the old man so far. "Why did you pay for the bread that the little thief had stolen?" This came from the young man's mouth unexpectedly, almost as if it was not young man who had spoken it. The old man answered, "The boy's father already repaid me for my good act. Do you also wish to reward me bad for my good?" "No," said the young man nervously. "Or do you wish for me to also buy you some bread?" The old man stopped, looked at the young man, then continued walking, looking at the ground. The young man replied, "I have much money. I have everything I need. I certainly don't need food from you. Can't you see by the way that I'm dressed? I could feed you and 20 more like you if I were a fool. A poor man can dress like a great ruler, and a great ruler can dress like a poor man." The old man stopped again to look up at the young man. "But strip a man of his dress, and you will know him by his eyes. A dress can disguise a man. The eyes will always reveal him." The old man resumed walking. "You can tell who I am by looking at my eyes? Then who am I? Where do I live? What is my business?" asked the young man, somewhat annoyed. The old man did not answer. "Well?" said the young man, now a little anger in his voice. A few moments later, the old man answered, "You say you have everything you need, young man, yet your eyes show that you are troubled and cannot rest. Your dress shows that you are indeed well-to-do, but your eyes reveal that you are as poor as the boy who stole the bread." The old man paused to look at the young man's face, which was curious and puzzled. "Yes," said the old man, as he resumed walking, "I am the one who should feed you." Hi there to those of you who have joined us. We're considering the subject of impersonalization in the infinite way and what Joel means by that. So, in essence, the old man is refusing to judge the appearance of a boy who seems to be a thief, and at the same time, the affluent young man is slowly beginning to realize that the old man, who he had initially described as vermin, might not be quite as he seems. Hi Mohammed, thank you for joining us. Okay, I'm going to read you an extract now from Realization of Oneness by Joel Goldsmith, to examine the spiritual principle behind what I've just read. And this is on page 95 of Realization of Oneness, and the chapter's called Living the Principle of Impersonalization. So Joel says, "The moment you leave your home, you are faced with countless pictures of carnal mind, drunkenness, obscenity, vice, mean disposition, poverty, deformity. You cannot pass by on the other side of the road. You have to be the one who ministers to those persons so afflicted. Only in order to do this, you do not have to leave whatever it is you are doing. All you have to do is recognize, and this is a contemplation, God constitutes all being. Therefore, the nature of man is godly. Even the body is the temple of the living God. Body, mind, soul, and spirit. These are the temple of the living God. And this that I am seeing or hearing is carnal mind, the arm of flesh, nothingness. It is a belief in two powers. Thank you, Father, that I know enough to know that there is only one power, one mind, one life, one law. And that power, mind, life, and law are spiritual. In this meditation or treatment, you have not treated any person. You have not used anyone's name or identified his fault. You have not directed a treatment to him. All this was a truth realized within you about the appearance. It does not matter who the appearance is or what the appearance is. It is nothing but an appearance. And you are recognizing it as the carnal mind, the arm of flesh, or nothingness. And you can rest in that word. If anyone has any comments, please feel free to send them in. When I read that extract, it reminds me of the phrase, the fibbing five, meaning the five senses don't present to us the reality of what's truly here, which of course is spirit. There's a British Infinite Way teacher whose name is Tony Titchell, and he shared his own experience of this from when he was a young man. When his son was still a baby, the boy fell ill and had difficulty breathing, and nothing seemed to help. And so distraught, Tony said he contacted his teacher, Lorraine Sinclair, who Lorraine was the original editor of Joel Goldsmith's books. And Tony asked her for help. And Lorraine's response has always stuck with me. She said to Tony, "Tony, there is no baby." And what she was saying was that she knew with complete conviction that only the presence of God, pure consciousness, was where that baby appeared to be. And then she rested in that and let it outpicture. Well, they actually both did exactly that. And of course, the baby recovered. And this is why the Infinite Way is so different to many other spiritual teachings. We don't use thought, we don't use affirmations, we don't direct healing energy. We simply rest in the essence of being and know and see or sense that only that is here. Next week, I'd like to discuss with you more about why the Infinite Way differs and how the Infinite Way differs from other spiritual teachings. But unless there are any more comments, shall we end with a short meditation? Let's be still then now together. And as we leave this lime stream, continue to remain in that stillness as we go on throughout our day. Thank you so much for joining me today. At the end of the meditation, I'll say thank you, and then I'll leave in silence. Okay, let's be still. Thank you. Thank you.